Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a crime drama film called Manhattan Nocturne from 2016. A lot of interesting things are waiting for you. Porter Wren is a crime columnist for a New York newspaper. In today's world where almost everyone has a smartphone in their pocket, with the help of which most news is immediately posted on the internet, working at the newspaper does not bring Porter much income, allowing him to only feed himself and his family. At a party thrown by the tycoon Hobbs, Porter meets a charming girl named Caroline Crowley. Realizing that the girl wants something from him, Wren asks a question that Caroline offers to answer at her home. In the apartment, the girl hands Porter an envelope with documents about the death of her husband, Simon Crowley, a famous film director. Photos from the scene and police reports stating that Simon's body was found in a destroyed building. But it is not known how it got there, because the area around the building is fenced with a high fence, and Simon did not have the keys to the entrance gate on him. After studying the documents and getting drunk, Porter returns home. Porter, who arrived at the newsroom in the morning, unfolds a piece of paper with Caroline's phone number, which she texted him last night. Arriving at her home, Wren asks her about the time she met Simon Crowley. According to Caroline, she met Simon at a bar, where she went after she was fired from her job, because she refused to go on a date with the head of the law firm where she works as a secretary. They had a nice chat with Simon, who proposed to her a few hours after meeting, and Caroline accepted. 3 days later, the couple secretly got married. 6 months of happy life ended when one day Simon did not return home. Caroline was worried, but she didn't call the police because she knew for sure that if Simon found out, he would be furious. But 3 days later, she realized that something had happened to her husband. The police never solved the murder, so she turned to Porter, because very often people trust him with their secrets because he is known to many people. Wren says that people tell him their stories simply because they want others to know about them, but Caroline is looking for something else. Taking his coat, Porter leaves the girl's apartment, but realizes that he left his phone behind and returns. Picking up the phone from the table, Porter realizes that Caroline is taking a shower. Sneaking up to the open door, he notices that the girl is pleasuring herself. Caroline notices him, and Porter apologizes to the girl. Caroline asks if the boy enjoyed watching her and admits that she was thinking about him in the shower. After the girl says that opportunity knocks only once, Porter starts kissing the girl, and then they make love. Having betrayed his wife, Porter returns home. Having received a retroactive advance from Caroline, he begins to investigate the death of her husband, Simon. Each time Porter talks himself out of seeing the girl again, because he is a family man. But as soon as Caroline called the guy, he offered to have lunch together. Despite the fact that the girl has a boyfriend, she feels no guilt towards him. She calls herself a free woman. Caroline has something she wants to show only to Porter. She brings Wren to the bank where the diplomat with the flash drives containing Simon's records is kept. Caroline leaves Porter to watch the recordings, as she says she has seen them many times and it will be exhausting for her. After a while, Porter receives a call on his phone. The voice on the phone says that Hobbs, the current owner of the newspaper where he works, wants to see Porter. As Porter leaves the bank, he spots a man he has seen several times before. Ryan gives chase, but he manages to escape. Arriving at Mr. Hobbs's house, Porter learns that the tycoon knows all about his affair with Caroline. She continues to send Hobbs the same tape with dirt on her husband, without asking for any money. It's Porter's job to deal with it. Since Hobbs is very influential, he begins to intimidate the guy not only by firing him, but also by trumped-up cases against him. Hobbs is well aware that Porter's family lives mainly on the salary of his wife Lisa, a very good surgeon, but even this Hobbs is able to influence and deprive her of her job. Upon arriving home, Porter learns from Lisa that today she has a very strange 28-year-old patient, complaining of joint pain that is not at all typical for this age, but during the examination, Lisa found nothing. Arriving at the girl's home, Porter tells her that he has something for her. Caroline also has something for Porter, so she suggests that they postpone the matter until later. After finishing her chores, the girl starts asking Porter about Lisa. Wren thinks it was Carolina who came to see Lisa yesterday, and she agrees. She was curious and agreed. Lisa is very smart, so Porter asks the girl not to meet his wife anymore. Caroline wants to know if he thinks about her when he makes love to his wife. Caroline wants to know if the reporter is in love with her. The guy is worried about the Hobbs assignment, so he asks Caroline directly about the recording she is sending to his boss. The girl admits that it's not her. She was hoping that Porter would find this recording during the investigation of Simon's murder. The girl doesn't know who sends it to Hobbs, but Caroline knows what's on it because she was present during the shooting. According to her stories, Simon was constantly testing the girl to find the limit of her capabilities. They set conditions for each other. At Caroline's request, Simon had to hold the hand of a dying man, and Caroline had to sleep with someone unexpected. That evening, the girl saw Hobbs. She had seen him on TV, so she recognized him immediately. After finding out which hotel room he was staying in, she snuck in and filmed everything that was happening with a spy camera. Porter comes to the conclusion that everything that happened between him and the girl was staged so that Porter could find the recording, which is confirmed by the girl herself. Realizing that he is being used, Porter returns home, where he is met at the door by Hobbs's men who demand that he give them the recording. When Lisa wakes up in the morning, she finds a battered Porter in the bathroom, lying to his wife about the burglary. The next day, Porter goes to the retirement home, where he meets Simon's father and asks the old man about the flash drives. Not getting an answer from Frank, Porter searches his room and finds a video camera in the nightstand. At that moment, he receives a message from Lisa on his phone. When Porter arrives at the hospital, to save his family, Porter decides to get to Hobbs. This can be done through his confidant Campbell. Wren demands that he call Hobbs and call off the bandits. After contacting the billionaire, Porter demands that he leave his family alone. Otherwise, he will make 1,000 copies of the video and send it to all the media in the world. Back home, Porter watches the recording on the flash drive he stole from Simon's father. There is nothing special on the video, only Frank's request not to blame himself for what happens later. The video also shows an old lady who often visited Frank in the nursing home. Porter goes to visit the old lady, but no one answers his calls late at night. Finding the key to the front door, Porter gets inside. While digging through the bills, Wren hears a noise. He can't leave the house, so he hides behind the door. When the footsteps stop, Porter looks out of the room and meets an old woman. The old woman tries to call the police, but Porter begs her not to, calling her by name. The old woman is the only clue to Simon's death, so Porter asks her for help, showing her his papers. The old woman recognizes the journalist because she reads his articles all the time. According to the woman, Simon and her son Michael were friends as children. Michael drowned when he was 8 years old, but Simon continued to visit her after his mother's death, becoming almost like a son to the old woman. As soon as Simon started earning money, he kept sending the old lady $2,000 as a gesture of goodwill. But the accounts Porter saw showed a completely different amount. According to the old woman, she received this money from Simon's company for sending flash drives. She says she has the last flash drive left, which she gives to Porter. Wren watches the recording of Caroline seducing Hobbs, but admits to the girl that he has problems with manhood. Caroline also shares her story with the billionaire, which Porter doesn't hear because they are talking very quietly. Realizing that this is exactly the recording Hobbs was looking for, Porter gives the flash drive to the billionaire. The case was supposedly closed, but Hobbs says that they searched Caroline's apartment for the flash drive and found a key that didn't fit any of the doors. With this key, Porter goes to the place where Simon's body was found the next day. The key given by Hobbs opens a door to a tunnel that can lead to a basement and 2 buildings. One of the buildings where Crowley's body was found was demolished, but the other remained an exact replica of the destroyed one. There, the journalist met a security guard he had met before. According to the man, the elevator in the demolished buildings was downstairs in the basement, and the police were not looking for anything because the elevator was under a thick layer of earth. After hearing a team to excavate the elevator of the demolished building, Porter gets inside. There he finds a device with several cameras connected to it. On the recordings, Crowley shows Caroline the horse Hobbs gave her after she told him her story in the hotel room. This horse figurine is worth a lot of money. Simon does not want to let Caroline go until he hears the same story, but it is too personal for the girl. Simon breaks the horse and then ties Caroline to the elevator by swallowing the key. Crowley lowers him down, and the elevator drags the girl with it, so Caroline agrees to tell him what happened in her childhood. Simon stops the elevator, and the girl grabs the leg of the horse figure and stabs it into the man's neck. After going upstairs, Wren calls Caroline and says that he has a recording that he gave to Hobbs. The girl asks to meet and shows Porter the ring her boyfriend gave Caroline. Porter also has something to show. With these words, he takes out the head of a horse figurine found in a ruined building. Taking out the key Hobbs gives him, Porter reveals that Simon's murder was caught on camera. Porter shows the flash drive, explaining that it's a copy of the original that he hid. Wren demands that Caroline never visit his wife Lisa again. After wishing the girl good luck, Porter leaves. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I'm happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. OLEJA Recapped was with you. See you soon.